Hello everyone, I hope you are well. This week we will cover success factors of e-government. So why this topic is important? The increasing digitalization of our society demands a further improvement of e-government systems and service provision. This calls for a new e-skill profile for public administration. Important components of this profile are consistent citizen orientation, compelling cooperation, participation and transparency, high transaction interactivity with distinctive dialogue, and responsiveness of public management. And last but not least, a comprehensive multi-channel e-government. Since local e-government portals are the main internet interface between the government and citizens, a further expansion and optimization of local online portal is required that clearly focuses on the user needs as well as on increasing user friendliness of the e-government services. This development needs to go hand in hand with broadening the full online e-government service range and increasing service depth. In addition, online communication with the users should be further intensified and the provision of participation and collaboration e-government services expanded. How this might be possible? The most important thing, user-centric approach can be used and users should be in the center of design. So user-friendly, usable services are provided for the stakeholders. And also, stakeholders should be involved during decision-making process. And the best way to do it, organizing workshops where you can get feedback about the potential users. Then you can understand what they need from your system, how often they will use, when they will use, and you can design your portals accordingly. So from an organizational point of view, public sector organizations have to carry on with the establishment of e-government service culture and the stepwise relocation of resources from offline to online e-government service provision. So you can consider this scenario. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, there are worldwide lockdowns. It's not good experience, but everybody experienced that. And within that period, many of the public sector organizations also ceased. If a decision maker had a mentality shift before and allocated enough resources from offline to online mediums, then the governmental units could perform their task and the citizens can also benefit from digital services. And you can ask why it is important. Government seems to have budgets in order to pay for their expenses like in other institutions. And one of the main revenues of the governments is the taxes or the duties fees that paid by the citizens. So for example, renewal of licenses or paying council taxes. If the organization or a municipality has a digital platform where users can pay their council tax while online, even the pandemic or lockdown will not prevent transactions. So income of the institution will keep coming, and this is important because when there is budget deficit, it is not good for the management of the organizations, like in other units. And in order to keep track with the pace of ongoing e-government development, small municipalities that do not possess the necessary resources should aim at creating regional e-government network solutions to benefit from the partners' economies of scale and experience. So this is another method for small municipalities to benefit from a common network. And from a public manager's perspective, the realization of this further e-government development demands a clear understanding of and a target-oriented focus on high relevant e-government success factors. And these factors will be explained now. If you know what are the success factors, then you can design your systems accordingly. And it is more likely that the users will satisfied within the services which are provided, and they will reuse the services. Don't forget, provision of the services in digital medium is cheaper than physical provision. Yes, there are some costs related to maintenance or being online or the security, but physical services can be performed one by one. In other words, only one transaction can be completed within one employee, but when you are on digital environment, there may be many transactions completing in the same moment. Okay? So first one is user-centered success factors. It deals with the user as it can be understood from the name. From a provider perspective, there are 5 key user-centered success factors that an e-government system should provide by all means. These are ease of use, usability, usefulness, website design, visual appeal, assistance and support, and multi-channel e-government service usage. So if we carry on to examine each of the factors, first, ease of use, usability. And usability measures the perceived user effort to become acquainted with and learn to use any technology. If user effort is perceived to be high, then this reduces the probability that users actually use the technology. Transfer to the e-government context, this means that the e-government portal needs to be set up in a way that is easy to understand and to use for the users. You can listen user design postcard related to that in order to get more insight about how you can design usable websites. Usability is important because people are interacting with technology. There is human-computer interaction. And this interaction should satisfy users. So usefulness measures the user's subjective perception or impression that using a specific technology facilitates tasks or enhances performance. If, for instance, a new technology is not perceived as a value-adding or performance-enhancing tool, then why take the effort and bear the risk of moving on to a new technology or system? Thus, the e-government system needs to provide a clear value for the user. Public value creation is important. And if the decision makers can understand this and design systems accordingly, the services that they are providing via e-government or digital government or mobile government platforms will be demanded, as well as the public value created will have significant effect on the citizen satisfaction related to decision makers as well. Website design or visual appeal is a further important factor for the setup of an e-government system. In summary, this refers to a user-friendly, transparent, and clear structure of the e-government portal or website. There's a screenshot of a Manchester City Council website. Let's examine it together. This website has been selected as the best usable site. So you can see that design is really simple but unique. So this is the homepage, and when you log in or when you just click to the site, you can see available services. Even the logos used are really simple but explains the meaning of the service. And also on the right bottom you can see there is available chat and help session, which is also good, because if users know that they can get help, they are more likely to investigate or use the system. You can see that there is coronavirus update, information related all sorts of to the home, just engaging the visitor, and all other services are available. I want you to think about the website, e-government site that you are using and compare that site with the website of the Manchester City Council, and we will discuss the similarities and differences at our online session. Key aspects are the presentation of content and the website layout, which mainly refer to graphical elements such as color, typeface, or illustrations that should be deployed in a way to achieve a professional, harmonious, and appealing design. Although e-government service provision tends to be automated, technology-based, web assistance or personal interaction are very important factors for the users. Furthermore, it fosters user trust and confidence in using e-government services. Here, e-government providers have to ensure that assistant and support staff are technically well trained and that they provide help in a polite, convenient, caring, respectful, and friendly way. Multi-channel e-government service usage has become a vital factor for users' relationship management, especially against the background that the key reasons for providing e-government services are mainly driven by rational arguments like cost efficiency. E-government providers need to be aware of the persisting mismatch between government and user channel preferences, and thus have to adapt their services offering especially to the user needs and requirements. So don't forget that the users now are active on social media. They are digital mobile users, so being online in a usable manner within the social media or mobile applications is also important. The challenge for public administration is to provide e-government services that are suitable for all citizens and organizations, because different groups, different stakeholders want different designs and have different needs. Thus, effective and efficient e-government service delivery requires a clear multi-channel focus that aims at reaching all relevant public stakeholders.